This documentary is about the Gransden Airfield. I'll be interviewing some of the pilots and looking at some of the planes they fly. How long have you been flying?
I've been flying for about 5 years, but 3 years was training. So since I qualified, I've been flying for 2 years.
4 years. Well, since I started training, 4 years, maybe 5.
I was lucky to meet Mark Jeffries, who is the owner of the airfield as well as an aerobatic champion.
I've been flying since Air Cadets when I was 17 years old. I first flew in the gliders at Henlow. Then powered aeroplane, I did my licence when I was 21.
What influenced you to fly?
I suppose you might call it a lifelong ambition. My father was in the RAF all of his life, so in my childhood I grew up on umpteen different, or next to umpteen different RAF stations.
Well, I think it goes back to when I was a little kid, and my parents used to take me to airfields, and we used to watch aeroplanes, and I think that stayed with me all these years. And then one day, I guess 5 years ago, I decided that it was just now or never, and I could afford it, so I just went for it. But I've always loved aeroplanes and flying. So,
what's your favourite plane that you fly?
Well, at the moment, the favourite is the Extra 300 because it's very manoeuvrable, and that's the one I use in the World Aerobatic Championships.
Well, I've only ever flown 2 planes, and that's Papa Kilo, the PA-28, and the 172s. Probably the 172's better, I would say, because they're high wing and you can have a better view of the ground. In Papa Kilo, you look down and you actually see the wing. Yeah, I guess the 172 is a bit better, but it's a bigger aeroplane, and Papa Kilo is less expensive to fly.
And in terms of all-out aircraft, anything you want to fly, that's a Vulcan. What is it? Yes, a Vulcan. I mean, I've got no aspiration to fly on it. I mean, impossible. But in terms of the sheer grandeur of the thing, it's a Vulcan. They are just amazing aeroplanes.
But how often do you take part in competitions involving aerobatic?
I fly 2 or 3 regional or UK competitions a year, and then there's the international competition, which is the World Championships, is every other year.
Oh, okay.
And in the spring this year I'm going to Al Ain to compete in the Aero GP. Al Ain is in the United Arab Emirates.
Now, it was interesting just getting information from the professionals, but I decided to get the experience from up hand to fly a plane.
If we have a problem in flight, the likeliest time to have it is during takeoff. We may have some difficulty with the engine. It's never ever happened at any time during the airfield's been in operation, but we still practice it. So if you have it's called an engine failure on takeoff. What will happen then is I'll just put the aircraft into a glide. This aircraft glides quite well, and we'll land in a field up there.
And I got to say, even with John Archer on my side, I was quite nervous.
I am officially flying a plane. You don't tell everyone. NGC for the airfield is total clear.
To me, the views were astonishing. And after a good 20 minutes in the air, we landed.
That was good flying. Visibility was good. It was actually quite easier to fly than what I thought it would be. Interviewed some good pilots here. We went over Sitnitz and crossed Abbottsley, and then we turned around and went across the runway. Yeah, I was a little bit nervous. The plane's very, very sensitive when you're turning it round, but I would say overall experience pretty good, very good. Wouldn't mind doing it again, probably as a passenger. Not quite sure about flying at the moment.